Hello, everybody. Welcome to, fuck, yep, we're going great. This is great. Welcome to another Toonkind at 12 frames per second. God, it's been so long. I'm so out of practice here.
No second takes.
Hi,
Barrel on.
you barrel on. Hi, I'm Hex. And today I am playing, Graves, actually, today, which is a deviation from the norm that has been for a while. So this is going to be an interesting this is going to be an interesting time, and I am joined by my good friend.
That's me. I'm Kraken. As per the usual, on the flip side, I'm playing Craigory.
Yeah,
Whoa, wild. What are these two doing together?
we'll find out. So well, actually, we'll find out right now. Because in a it's not recent, but in terms of when this FPS is happening, in recent events, uh, a certain fate of chaos went to the carnival and trespassed very much so, uh, but also got the ringmaster to agree to look into Craigory for him. So Graves is now following up on that, which is where we sort of fade in with Craigory waking up, so to speak, to find himself standing right outside the entrance to the Nightmare Carnival.
Which is not an unusual thing. It maybe hasn't happened as much recently, but there's always that little moment of confusion where he doesn't quite know what's going on, but then, right. He's been here before. Of course he's been here before. He knows this place.
He
He
knows
knows where
this
to
place.
not go. He knows there's a particular tent and where to not go to it.
Yep. Yeah, he knows to not go there, which is good. Smart, don't go there. Um if he steps in, he doesn't get very far before he does feel a presence next to him. Uh
And
Probably a familiar presence.
he familiar enough that he knows to look up.
Yeah. Which, cuz Graves is a tall motherfucker. Uh and Graves is looking down at him through the mask. It seems like his posture is easygoing for the most part, but if you want to roll me an insight, Craigory, just off the bat, just to see,
We're starting off
we're
strong. We're
starting.
starting off with this strong suit.
Yeah,
The things he's so good at.
yeah.
Nice.
Did we nat one?
No, it's a throw on the dice,
Oh
which
my
means
god,
a
yay!
whole 5 insight.
Yay! So yeah, Graves seems to be his usual jovial self, the ringmaster persona, little bombastic, little extra flair for everything he does. He gives Craigory a sweeping bow like he normally would in greeting and says, "Welcome in, Craigory. It has been some time."
Yeah, Gregory's like distinctly craning his neck and looking around like I see the place is looking a lot better than we last left it. Any trouble from Harwick or still at the dunk tank?
He is still at the dunk tank. He's been quite the attraction.
Okay, I'll have to pay that a visit again.
Graves. That's Graves's laugh. As he kind of straightens up, and he doesn't necessarily like guide Craigory, but wherever Craigory goes, he starts to walk with him.
Which probably is a bit more unusual. Like,
Hmm.
sure, he runs into Graves, he knows of him, but it's like keyword being runs into Graves, not Graves meets him at the door.
Yeah, Graves is usually in the carnival, doing his thing, if not in the center tent, performing. And he is notably not doing that right now.
Uh, hmm. Just to test this for sure, he like takes one or two turns. Graves is still on his tail.
Yep, Graves is still just strolling along beside him. Like, I don't think he's quiet. I think after a moment to let Craigory kind of get his bearings, he does ask, "How have you been holding up, lad?"
I I've been good, honestly. Well,
I'm
yeah,
glad to hear it.
yeah, I'm mostly good. Pretty good. Did I not seem good?
To be fair, the last few times that we crossed paths, things were happening,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
in a manner of speaking.
Uh, very much so. But yeah, no, I'd say it's things keep happening and they don't stop happening. But I mean, we didn't get a chance to touch on it, I guess, last time because again, things were kind of exploding last time. Not quite literally,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, jazz hands, secret new pact. Yeah,
So I saw. Or, well, so I sense.
yeah.
You get the feeling he's grinning under the mask.
Just like flicks a finger against antlers.
That is also a very telltale giveaway, yes. As Graves doesn't like so much as flick one as just like run like a finger on a point, like tap a point of the one of the antlers.
And it's like I'm used to them now. It learning curve for sure.
Doorways are a
Door
trouble, I imagine.
the doorways are fine. They're fine. They've been fine for a while. They're fine now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look don't look at me like that. They're fine. It has been two
I will take
weeks.
your
2 weeks no door
word for
banging.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
2 weeks. My.
Listen, you've always been tall. Like you don't have room. You don't have room to say anything.
Do I not? As he walks under what is ostensibly like an overhang, and almost as if to mock you, Craigory, the overhang seems to rise so that Graves doesn't have to duck.
Well, that's just cheating. And
Is
frankly,
it?
on yes, and actually, on that note, I feel like I should frankly 2 weeks is more impressive than it sounds when, you know, Kara and Halloween Town make it actively more difficult sometimes. So,
Graves, feel you don't need to roll for it. Like there is a little fondness when he goes, "Ah, yes, I imagine that she would. I imagine that she would play a few tricks on you."
a few might be an understatement, especially over time. Hold on, wait, you don't know shit about the waking world, usually.
I know of Kara, and I know of Kara, a previous, and he kind of tries to mull around to find the right word that would make sense for Craigory, uh, and eventually he settles on incarnation, would dream, and while I was unable to pull them into the carnival, I was aware, And more recently, Kara came to visit.
Huh. I guess it would make sense that a genius loci can also dream.
Graves nods his head.
And frankly, just waves a hand at the overall carnival, the atmosphere, the screams, the laughter.
It is familiar to her, to them.
Makes sense to me.
Indeed. And Graves, master of tact as he is, uses this segue. Kara is not the only one who has visited the carnival recently.
Uh-huh.
A certain entity known as who went by Chaos came to visit.
Why would you invite him here?
I did
That's
not
asking for
invite.
trouble.
I did not invite him. He had trespassed on my carnival.
Oh, that makes way more sense. How did he know to do that?
Graves can only kind of like, in a very, very mortal gesture, Graves shrugs his shoulders. I do not know.
Wild. I would love to ask him if he remembers, but I won't remember to know to remember.
Indeed.
Wait. Hmm.
That is a bit of a problem that I am trying to find an answer for. As I agreed to look into something for Chaos.
Oh. Craigory's connected a dot. It's kind of the wrong dot, but
It's kind of the wrong dot.
he was here about Nirvana. I
Of a
don't know how he
sort,
found
yes.
that out, but yeah, that
He
makes sense.
thought he thought Nirvana my warlock.
Echoing
Graves,
shrug.
Graves shakes his head. It is not the case.
They're certainly bound.
They are indeed. But their pact is different from that of a warlock pact.
Okay, did he figure out what he was looking for?
Graves kind of, again, in a very mortal gesture, kind of rolls his head like, of a sort. He also asked me to look into it as well. Or, more specifically, asked me to look into you.
Huh. Okay, what does that
You
mean?
have. You have. And this is me trying to figure out how to word it, because Graves would just come out and say it without, like, any tact.
Love that for him. Therapy with Graves is always a good time and always a good idea.
It's always a good idea. Graves eventually, or Graves, not eventually, he points a finger at Craigory's chest and just says, "You have something that is clinging to you."
Yeah.
I agreed to look into it.
Okay. And what does that mean?
It means I'm going to need to look at your soul, Craigory.
Graves turned roll insight.
Yay! What do you have? What even is your fucking insight?
For as low a DC as
You
this is, or what?
you don't have insight. This is incredible. I forgot his only things are performance and persuasion and arcana.
He only knows how to
Incredible.
ringmaster.
Oh my fucking
Everything
god.
else is a crapshoot.
Oh my fucking god. It is. I say this and it's so Nope, that's the wrong number. That's the right number. That's a 10.
Neat. That's beatable. Let's. Jesus.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Let's see if Craigory. Oh God, what flavor you take this? Cause who? Yeah, deception. Well, shit,
Oh no.
fucking rolls.
Oh no.
You'll never guess what 2 plus 2 is.
Incredible. I'm so glad.
Why are they both horrible at this?
I don't know, but it's great. Okay,
Well,
so
step
yeah.
step one, but Graves says that and also like has pointed. Craigory's taken a big step back.
Mm-hmm.
Big indicator, like already. Uh
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Face and demeanor and posture, which had been like pretty open and loose, closed off, tense up.
Yep. 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 Okay.
Graves,
Um,
and besides Graves knows fear well,
yes. Oh
intimately.
yes. Oh yes.
Craigory
Absolutely.
has not looked at Graves with like this level of suspicion since he first saw him.
Okay. Um, Graves. Let's see. I gotta think here how he's gonna. Graves raises his hands in like a gesture of surrender, kind of, and says, "I am not going to do anything without your permission. But in order to best understand what is happening, this is the fastest and easiest way."
And you said this is Chaos's idea.
I did indeed. If you want to roll another insight.
I do. Let's try a slightly different d20.
Yay!
Ah, nice. That's immediately better. That's going to end up being a dirty 20.
Nice. So, with that, uh, this wasn't a high DC to start with. Craigory, you can tell that Graves is being honest here. Like, if he wanted to lie, he would lie, and like he would be able to lie well. But everything about his posture, his demeanor, is saying that like no, this is true. Chaos asked for this. Like this is something that he is only doing at the behest of Chaos.
Okay.
I will not do anything that you do not consent to.
Well, he's like forcing himself to untense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I think he's actually going to roll like an insight on himself.
Okay, fair enough.
Because, you know, that was a strong reaction from himself, which makes complete sense, but also he's had reason to come into question about his thoughts and reaction to things.
That's fair, yeah.
Because, speaking of that little something that's clinging to him,
That little something, if depending on what he rolls.
17 self insight.
Okay. That little something is uh also so Craigory is getting better at discerning what is him and what is not. Uh this one's a little harder, if only just because you're both feeling the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
That little thing doesn't want Graves to look at his soul either, honestly.
it super does not. But there is that. He is able to discern that, but he also does feel in the back of his mind a little plucking of the string,
Mm-hmm.
that connection between himself and said fate of chaos. Which,
Yeah.
if he had gotten low, frankly, on his insight on Graves, he would have demanded, like, okay, like, well, what's your proof that, chaos was even here? You could literally just be saying that. What would be your proof?
Which Graves would be like, I can summon him here, but it wouldn't be very nice.
Yeah. This is proof.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, big deep breath. Craiger's like, very deliberately relaxing shoulders and standing straight. If Chaos thinks it's a good idea and Chaos trusts you to do it, then it's a good idea.
Graves kind of gives a nod of his head. Very well then. Uh, and he makes a sweeping gesture around you, like, to guide you somewhere, and you realize probably like this is probably when Craigory realizes that they are not in the main part of the carnival and haven't been for a while. They've been in like the back areas where it's been private and quiet, and now Graves is gesturing him into a tent that is actually very, very close to the main circus tent at the center of the carnival.
Huh. He's probably never been in like this section before. Not for guests.
Understandable.
Unfamiliar.
Yeah,
We were in the
yeah.
staff the staff only
You're in the
area.
you are in the staff only area, yes. It's Graves tends to take people back here when, privacy is needed, and this is something that requires a lot of privacy. So, like,
Oh yeah.
he's going to then further usher Craigory into what is ostensibly his tent, which is for what you would think of a ringmaster's tent, or what would basically amount to a ringmaster's dressing room. There's not a lot there. Like, It's it's pretty barren, except with the exception of like a shelf, a chair, a table.
Wow, did you clean up just for me, or?
I have little need of a room, but for such cases, it serves its purpose.
Okay,
He
let's
just
just get this show on the road before I start really overthinking this and cower it out.
he gestures for Craigory to sit in the chair.
And he will do that.
Yep.
He's, still
Uh.
basically a bundle of nerves, but
Mhm.
sits
Mhm.
down.
Mhm. I'm gonna just. What would I even roll for this? Like, it's a. Hmm. Yeah, I think an Arcana check just to see how, like. Let's do an Arcana. Okay, alright, that's fairly good. On the dice. Plus your Arcana. You don't have intelligence, I just realized. Holy shit, Graves.
Yeah, no, nothing. I was just like, if Graves wanted to play to his strengths, it just, I don't know how, does like a
I
dance
forget.
at.
Graves stupid, more at 10. No, Graves has perfectly average intelligence. It's a 10. His charisma is what's stupid, though.
Okay, what is it?
30.
I was about to guess that as a shit post. God damn it.
No, he's basically a god, so he has one broken stat, but everything else is like in line with normal stats. It's just his charisma that's stupid. Uh but anyway.
Min-maxed
So
ringmaster.
anyway, yeah. Anyway, that is an 18 Arcana check from Graves. So basically, uh this is this is not magic you are familiar with, Craigory. Um it's you would he probably was expecting one type of spell, uh and he is getting not that. He's getting the exact not even the exact opposite. He's just getting something completely out of left field. It's he's sitting in the chair and he's looking at Graves, and Graves simply reaches out with a hand. Uh he doesn't touch Craigory's chest. He just kind of cups his hand around the air in front, and there's he can feel the magic, and it is unlike anything he's probably felt before. But it's not wrenching, it's not ripping, it's not harsh. It's heavy and it is potentially overwhelming, but not it's not forceful. It's simply like Craigory is suddenly very, very small, and he is suddenly in Graves's hand, and he is staring up at this gigantic ringmaster who is looking down at him with curiosity and a very, very intense bit of scrutiny.
On one hand, he has kind of the urge to make a nervous joke. On the other hand, I don't think he can speak at the moment.
I imagine he wouldn't be able to. He could try.
No,
Because
just
it's. Yo, go ahead.
I don't think he quite tries. It's more just like overwhelm and and distinct shift in perspective.
Yeah. This is wholly different from what he is expecting to happen. Uh and Graves, he feels he still is aware that he's sitting in the chair, but he's also now being brought closer to Graves's face. And Graves needs to roll something.
Investigation?
God, he doesn't have that. Don't
Insight?
make him investigate anything. Please don't make him investigate anything. I think this might be another like this might be a it could be another arcana or it could be a spell cast. Yeah. Yeah, d20 plus charisma. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Get the charisma mod in there.
Get his charisma mod in here, please God. Oh, Graves.
Oh, what? Did he get a 31? Is it only a 31?
No, he nat one, which I'm going to flavor as
Fucking
Craigory.
drops him.
You are being scrutinized heavily by this massive towering figure who you are suddenly aware is so much greater and more vast than you. And then you are aware of something behind you. And
Oh.
before you can even turn around, your hand lifts and you fire an eldritch blast at Graves's face.
Okay, that track. Whoop.
Which catches him completely off guard. Uh and you are
Am I rolling to hit? Is this
yes, roll to hit.
Yahoo? Tap over to the spells. Okay, so plus 16. Cool. This is a fun and funny echo. This may even hit.
Oh boy. It might. Yes, it will hit.
Hot damn. So we are at 4th level warlock. Okay. 5th level, 11th. Graves is eating 3 beams. Or
3 beams, yay!
let me see if all of them hit actually. 12 on the dice, 19 on the dice.
I think you need, yeah, because I think for Eldritch Blast you need to roll individually.
Yeah. So 19 plus 6 and 12 plus 6. 18 and so 2 of those for sure
those all
hit. All of them.
Oh no, they all hit. They all hit.
Graves.
He is not wearing armor.
Fair.
Even with his dex, he is not wearing armor. So it's, yeah.
Cool, 3d10.
Yep. Yeah, you use your int for your warlock spells, don't forget that. Holy shit. $21 damage. Damn. All right. Yeah, that's a like Graves has a lot of health, but that still is a chunk of health.
To the face.
It's to the face. It's enough that it startles him back, and for a very brief moment, Craigory, you are in free fall. And then you're back in the chair.
It's like in a nightmare when you have the jolt. Your
Yep.
free fall, you slam into the bed, you jolt out of the nightmare.
Yep.
Exactly that, like just jolt in place, gasping, literally like heart hammering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So oh my god, sorry?
That was not you.
If I had a nickel for every time, at least you're sturdier than the other person or I okay.
Breathe, Craigory, breathe. It is okay. I was unable to get a good look, but I got a look. And it would seem, Craigory, though I imagine you are aware, that you have a parasite.
It's not supposed to be very active though.
In what way?
It He was growing actively, I think, when I was pacted to thrall. Like that allowed him to flourish, to eat away at me.
Mm.
This was supposed to stop that. Or like freeze, pause. I don't know if I have delusions about like completely fix this. This wasn't supposed to be happening
It,
anymore.
it is likely that it was because I was looking directly at your soul, it had more of an impact.
Okay. All right. So what now then, huh?
Well, you have options. I did not get quite a good look, but I could tell it is latched on very, very firmly to your soul. But it is not merged with your soul yet.
Okay. Literally slump of relief in chair. Okay, so
That
we got
can
that in time.
change
What do you what do you mean that can change? This was supposed to...
as the parasite continues to feed off of your soul if left unchecked, or if not any kind of waves a hand, if not removed or quarantined, it could, in theory, merge with your soul.
Okay, good to know that not actually quarantined at the moment then.
Not quite. But also not incorrect, but not correct. It is in a stasis right now, it seems, from what I could gather, from what little I could gather. But whether that is because it is choosing to or it is forced to, I do not know.
Gregory don't like that. He don't like the idea that it could just be biding its time.
Mm-hmm.
Chillin'.
It I don't know how much intelligence it has. That reaction felt very instinctive, so I do not know the extent of which it is capable of planning or trickery or anything of the sort.
He was a god of knowledge.
Indeed, he was. But that was a very long time ago, and he is no more that. Really quickly, actually, roll a religion for Graves.
Ooh, good idea.
Hey! That's... Oh, excuse me. 14 plus 6, because you have no fucking intelligence. How dare you not have intelligence?
Dummy
That's a
stupid.
dirty 20. So, which... Graves is working off of not his own knowledge here. He is working off of the heart's knowledge.
Mm.
And you see him kind of incline his head like he's listening.
Wow, he's cheating on the test?
He is cheating on the test. He inclines his head like he's listening to something, and he, eventually he nods, and looks back to Craigory, says, "This deity was very..." And he tries to figure out the right term to use here. Very new when it unfortunately met its end. Still gaining power, still with big dreams of a large following, still trying to grow its power, and it would seem that ambition has become a desperation, and that still remains. Even this fraction of a fraction with you is still clinging on to that desperation, if I had to haggard a guess.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, now that... And Graves kind of motions with his hands. That is easier said than done. It is... It would be a delicate operation to get it out of your soul, and it would require... There is no small risk that it would, in fact, try to consume you to keep its own life. I do not know how successful it would be, given how fractured it is, but it is a risk.
So my options are to leave it alone and hope it continues to play nice, or provoke it and have to fight for my own life, I guess.
It... This is where I am not as well equipped to answer your question. For if you were to simply ask the heart would, in a sense, rip it out, but it would also lay claim to you in that regard. It would be an all-in-one, it would be an all for all or nothing deal.
No offense, no
But
thank you.
Graves doesn't even...
We'll leave that
do-
way down the list of options.
Graves doesn't even like bat an eye. He's just like, this is an option. It is... I am simply saying it would be a trivial matter for a deity. It may not be pleasant for you, but it would be easily done.
already got my own deal going. Thanks.
Graves nods. Your patron, I do not think is powerful enough to remove this parasite.
No, I knew that going in. I not something I did not expect that I wasn't going to ask it.
Graves tilts his head as if he's thinking. My knowledge of the waking world is very limited. But have you considered consulting one of the Pantheon of Inkwell?
Mm, fingers kind of tap together. I thought both a lot and on and off about how to break away from thrall. It it felt like and was a very dangerous line of thought, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just came to realize I am still ultimately a wizard before anything. I don't trust gods. That's not. I couldn't. Everything about that was scary. And one of them was just, I do not. Chaos is an exception. I know him.
Graves's head tilts the other way as he considers.
I. He may not be mortal forever, and I know that it's not something he likes to dwell on, probably, but the nature of a god in itself is they don't they're not mortal. They don't fundamentally get it. I think I couldn't I don't know if I can trust asking that sort of thing of a deity.
Graves eventually nods as he considers this. Then my best suggestion is how do I word this? How do you think about this, buddy? Fuck me, okay. Graves was thinking along a line, and then he stands straighter suddenly. And you see him bring a hand to his chin in a very mortal gesture. And if you could see his face proper, you would see him you would see how quickly he is thinking and running through the possibilities. And eventually, he looks at you, Craigory, and he says, have you considered turning Thrall's own plan against them, in a manner of speaking?
How do you mean? I
Well, Thrall, Nirvana, tends is has grandiose plans that, while I am not approving of, I am also not in a position to stop them. But that does not mean I am not aware of them. So, they seek to remove something powerful with the aid of something that eats magic. Perhaps you turn that on this little bit of them.
I'm wondering what kind of roll this would be for Craigory. Thinking back to off brand, it was probably a wisdom roll I was doing back then.
Probably, yeah.
Because he's so good at that. That's average. It's middling. Because that's strong reaction to that suggestion. Visceral.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah. Uh, he does. There is a part of him. I don't even think he would need to roll. He could very easily tell uh, that it's not him, that has a very slow dawning horror.
Yeah, and Craigory himself, when he like lurch to the stomach, feels sick to his stomach. It feels the same sort of sick horror at the sick horror he feels at the thought of destroying anything of historical value. Like, yes, he wants this thing. He wants Ongum out of him. But, well, to be frank, one of the things that Ongum has managed to deeply embed and distill
Mm-hmm.
in him is no destroy, no erase.
Yep.
No destroy knowledge. No, no,
Yep.
no. No, 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 no. Bad.
Yep.
Bad. Bad, wrong, bad.
Graves is simply watching, observing Craigory.
Who is having to take a fucking moment. Because 13 Wisdom is both like the how does he control himself and like how quickly is he able to deduce that like yes that is kind of sort of his reaction but it is very much born of this same infection.
Mm-hmm.
Just white knuckle grip on the chair, close eye, just deep fucking inhale. I I super hate that idea, which probably means it um might just work.
It would not be easy, and I will not lie and say it won't be painful, potentially. It may not even work, but it is a thought.
It's an actionable thought, if absolutely nothing else. It is very actionable.
Graves nods.
Not that I would know or remember to suggest it when I wake up.
Ah, yes, that is the problem that we face.
You might just have to invite Chaos back in here and tell him yourself.
You can you can feel Craigory, the there you can only describe it as you feel the air palpate around you. And Graves gives like you can't tell because of the mask, but you can only guess that he just kind of grimaced. Yes, I suppose I will have to call Chaos.
Yeah, that gets Craigory snickering if nothing else.
You must understand, Craigory. People do not appear in the carnival because they will it. They appear in the carnival because I will it.
Except for except for him, it seems.
Indeed.
No offense, but between that and Harwick, like, you have been updating and checking your security.
We have. Graves can only sigh and just say, "We have been doing what we can." There have been numerous slights against the heart since it was released, and I can only attribute that to confinement having made us weak. It should become less of a problem with time.
Yep. Not not to knock on your carnival parade. I am admittedly just trying very hard to change subject and not think about what you've suggested, honestly.
Graves tilts his head. If you like, I could have you wake up now, and then you will not be thinking about this. And, small mercy, I do not believe your parasite will remember either.
Oh, I hadn't. Huh. Good, actually. That means he won't know it's coming. I won't know it's coming. Maybe?
Which, Craigory,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't like that thought. You don't like that thought a lot.
Yeah. No, she's like, no. We have more things. Let's hash this out some more. We're not done here yet, I think. Let's, I haven't been to the dunk tank yet, for one.
Graves kind of chuckles a little. Very well. But before I take you, is there anything else?
I suppose if, you literally said you don't know much about the weekend world, but it's worth asking. If I were to revisit the whole asking favors of deities and higher beings thing, would you have any recommendations?
Let me roll.
Religion?
Yep. That is a 16 on the dice, plus. What was your religion again? 6? 6. So 22. So Graves thinks, and he kind of hums a little bit, and in you you see the smile. You actually see the smile that begins to slowly rip its way into being under the mask. Uh, and it is undoubtedly what one would describe a cruel smile. But it isn't directed at you. When Graves says, "I do believe your best bet would be to consult Erasure."
Opens mouth, closes mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is a perfectly logical thing, which is exactly why he and the thing inhabiting him did not think of it.
Yep.
Mm, that's
Barring
that's
that.
one of the big that's a pill. That's one of the big boys. Ooh,
Indeed it is. Barring that, a deity that deals with souls would also be one you could potentially look into. However, the most effective, I believe, would be erasure.
Muppet Scrunch. Muppet Scrunch to all those.
Graves can only like he again, it's a very mortal gesture when he shrugs his shoulders in a like I've given you the options, buddy. Like
Well, I guess the fact that I can entertain it at all and not run or attack, that's good news. It's good news. Good news. Great news.
great news. He still fucking hates it.
There is
Like
a
wow, he hates it.
reluctance.
Wow, he doesn't actually want to have this conversation anymore. In fact, let's go to the dunk tank. Please, can we go to the dunk tank?
He is abruptly standing up. Okay, good talk. Great, thank you. Thank you for following up on that. I need to I need to work with some energy. I need to hit something. I need to put a pumpkin in some water.
Very well, I will lead the way. As Graves again like does that sweeping gesture and basically guides Craigory out of his tent and back into the carnival. It is funny enough, you walk out of the tent, you turn a corner, and you're back in the carnival proper. There
Whoa.
are people milling about, they're talking, they're laughing, there's screams in the distance. There's carnival barkers that are, shouting for their wares or their booths.
He doesn't quite relax, but
Mm.
the topic is at least being dropped.
It is
Danger
being
level
dropped.
go down.
Yep. And Graves leads him towards the dunk tank.
Is there any part of him at all that is like, it's a great idea? Nirvana. Nirvana's a great idea. No,
Um,
bad. Bad idea, actually.
let
He
me,
can
let
he
me, let
would be
me,
able
let me,
to
let me.
easily identify that one as a no foreign thought.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, that's like a fucking sledgehammer in his brain. Like, hey, we
Yeah,
should go to Nirvana. It's like an intrusive thought.
exactly.
It is not subtle. It's just like, hey, you know what we should do? We should go talk to Nirvana for a bit. That was a
Feet
4 on the
fucking
dice.
yeah. Feet fucking like turn for a moment, then like, no, deliberately back into not doing that, not snitching, not a narc.
Snitches get stitches.
Is that enough of stitches? Nuh-uh.
Yeah, exactly.
Deep breaths. It's carnival games time. That's all
It
he's
is.
doing. There is nothing he would love to do more.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think Graves will lead him to the dunk tank and then just kind of let him be. Like, he will give Craigory a very surprisingly gentle pat on the shoulder, like a surprisingly comforting pat on the shoulder, and just say, "Enjoy the carnival, lad. You may stay as long as you wish."
Thanks. For that, and I'll be real. I liked almost nothing of what you've told me tonight, but thank you.
It is an unfortunate thing to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes one must be.
And I won't know too. So thank Chaos if you're going to be passing along all this.
I will be sure to. Because that is his next order of operations is how the fuck is he gonna call Chaos in here? He could like realistically, he could try to do the same thing he did with Cassius. He doubts that would work. But he could try.
I mean, the
And maybe
most
it would be
direct
enough of a
line
tug.
he's realistically got. Craigory's an indirect line. Yeah.
Oh my god. wait. Graves just goes, 1 moment, Craigory, I need to do one more thing. And
Yeah.
fucking just yeets Decimal in.
Just fucking reaches inside Craigory's band and goes yoink.
Gentle tug on the bond. Yeah. Shake that string like a vaudeville cane, yeah.
Jesus. Not even a hey, could you let your patron know? It's like the hold still 1 moment.
Yeah, no, just hold still 1 moment. I need to do one more thing. As he just tries to yank Decimal in, or at least be like, I need to talk to you.
Get the attention. It's like you don't need to come right now, but hello.
He just plucks Shave and a haircut on the pack bond.
Gregory's entire form just like doing the like, shiver.
Yep. Apologies, I needed to call your patron.
Like slapping at Graves' hands. Oh my god, I could have done that myself. Ask next time. Oh my god.
It was much simpler to do that. And
Ugh.
Graves, you get the impression of a shit-eating grin. He may have wanted to do that.
Well, if he wanted to put him in a good mood coming, that is not the way to do it.
he wanted to see if it would make Decimal react in a similar way Craigory did.
Can you imagine the waking world Decimal just suddenly stiff goes like, bleh. Fucking Graves.
He is a trickster at heart.
Okay, for that, the latest ball or whatever that he's been throwing at Harwood's tank, Graves getting pelted.
That's Graves just laughs. It's more of a cackle, but it's a laugh.
Rude, bad. Ah. I already let you hold my soul, but don't do He's laughing a little, but ugh.
Victory, Graves got what he wanted. He's still laughing, but he just says, my apologies, I could not resist. With that shit-eating smile.
Craigory just sniffing, turns around, yeet ball, shriek
Dunk
of pumpkin.
Yep. As the tentacle monster that's in the dunk tank eventually sets him back up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Harwick's good time at the carnival.
Harwick's good eternal punishment at the carnival. Yeah. Is there anything else that Craigory would want to mention to Graves?
Uh, I think I'm trying to figure out like how would he word this. Because just from watching Graves and Marcel, he knows something's funky there. They're
Oh,
idiots.
yeah.
They're both
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah.
I think eventually he'd just say, okay, yeah, I think I'm ready to forget about this now, and if I need to be ambushed with this in the waking world, so be it. I don't know. Say hi to Marcel for me. You'll you'll probably see him before I do.
Graves actually stands a little straighter, kind of tilts his head. You know Marcel?
We took care of your weed problem.
Yes, but I was a bit preoccupied, if you recall.
Yeah, I do know Marcel
And
while I'm awake as well.
Graves nods at that. Like, that's okay.
That
Because
was
he's
the
like, he
context
knows you.
missing.
Yeah, like he knows you know each other dreaming because like you were here together naturally. But yeah. And he does nod and he says, I will pass the message along, though unfortunately he will not remember it when he wakes.
No, but he'll know while he's here.
Indeed. And Graves, you can roll an insight. One final
Yippee.
insight for the road.
That's gonna end up being a 16.
Okay. Um yeah, I'm going to say that you can catch a bit of fondness in Graves' voice as he mentions, like he'll pass along. There's a bit of sadness when he says Marcel will not remember, but the fondness is still there as he, does agree to pass your message along.
There isn't quite anything there to tease, but Marcel's easier to tease about it, frankly.
Yeah, it is. He is.
But just okay. Um, I think I'm good to wake up now.
Very well. Um, and he normally doesn't do this, but I think just because, like, of the nature of everything, he's going to just kind of poke a finger at Craigory's forehead and then just shove him back, and Craigory's falling.
Yay! Oh, he gets to do this twice in one night. That's fun.
He gets to do it twice in one night. This one's much shorter, and he wakes up in bed.
Yep. Still that vertigo jolt, heart hammering. He doesn't remember having a dream. He must have been having one, but
He must have been having a hell of a dream.
huh. Whew. Big breath, falls back in bed. Well, he's up. He may as well be up for the day.
Yep,
It's not morning yet, but
not quite. It's the blue hour, actually, just before dawn.
that's fine. He could get an early start in the day. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's got some energy to work with. It's fine. It's good. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
it's a good night's
Never mind that
rest.
it's a bit of nervous energy that he can't quite place.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
He didn't come out of an active nightmare, and that's a victory.
That is the important part, yes.
It's time to make himself some tea and get the day going. Because
Yeah.
if he keeps himself busy, then just shake it off. Whatever it
Exactly.
is.
He'll be totally fine in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, whatever unease will dissipate because what's there to be uneasy about? He's in
Yeah,
Halloween Town. Things have
exactly.
been, tense but stable.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tense but
And
stable is about the best they can ask for at this point.
yep. And in the meantime, Graves is preparing for chaos to storm in and be like, "What the fuck?"
Rude, 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 rude.
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
think that's everything from me.
I believe that's it for me as well. So,
And
yeah.
recording. All
End
right.
recording. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
See ya.